Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is the first day of 2025, January 1st, 2025. It is currently 3:06 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Thank you all so much for joining me. Not a great way to start out the new year in 2025 here in America. Happy New Year's, everyone. Hey, Sharon, good to see you. There, 3 o'clock this morning, there was and is a tragedy going on in New Orleans. New Year's Day, New Orleans. Susan, thank you so much for seven months. Really do appreciate you. Prayers for New Orleans. Thank you so much, my friend. And happy me. Welcome to the family. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Missy Night. Thank you so much for 5 months. We're going to get right to it. There was a presser. There's been a couple pressers actually in just the last little bit. And here we go. This is by KHOU 11. Credit goes to them. A lot going on, guys. A lot going on. Let me put this right here in KHOU. Okay. Without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna kind of break it down. We're gonna follow this all the way. Thank you guys for being here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate it.
Leading with our mayor, and Mayor Latoya Cantrell will start with her remarks.
Thank you.
Okay, just give us just a little space, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Love you too, my dear. Thank you.
Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course, a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI. So at this time, Chief Kirkpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to give you as much of the information I possibly can. We are going to give you an update a couple of times today. So we will give you just the basics this morning. All right. We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now. With respect to numbers, we have right now, and as you already know, this could change throughout the day. We do know that there are 26 injured people who are at UMC Hospital. We know we have 4 at Turo, 4 at Ochsner Baptist, 1 at Tulane. But even as I was walking out the door, I believe I have an unconfirmed additional people who have been taken to other area hospitals, possibly on the east side. But we will give you as many correct numbers as we can as the day progresses. It is a very tragic situation for me to tell you that we know we have 10 people that this man killed on Bourbon Street. That is why we do not want anyone on Bourbon Street today. Wherever you see yellow tape, please do not violate this tape. This is in order to protect and stabilize the scene. We have information to a certain degree of the demographics of those who are in the hospital right now. We do not know at this point how many could be tourists versus locals. But from the information I have right now, it seems the majority are locals versus tourists. What I also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle. 2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here for us to go visit our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night, we had over 300 officers.
Okay, what happened here?
In order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
Yep.
Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information that the FBI will be taking over this investigation. And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant, this is Agent Duncan, Special Agent Duncan, and she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI. As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press conference. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.
Yes, I will say that we want our community and our visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy about New Orleans, and we are going to make sure that our routes in the Superdome are safe today for the game. And yet we had this tragic event, and we're sorry again to everyone in our community. But we do want you to go about the day, as we say, just stay away from Bourbon. Okay?
Can you elaborate on the device? You did say something about the device.
We actually are not going to be taking questions this morning until
Yes.
we have more information.
Exactly,
That's why
Casey.
we will give you an 11 o'clock briefing. So until then, please hold your questions. We will give you everything that we possibly can. Okay? So 11 o'clock, we will see you at the headquarters, and we will go again from there. Okay?
For the
No
bulletin
questions.
The
No
device is
questions
confirmed,
now.
right? The device is confirmed?
It is indeed a T attack. This is who is the suspect. We got more press conferences and stuff we need to cover here. Shamsid Din Jabbar, 42, U.S. citizen, Texas. Don't know for how long. FBI investigating as an act of E. 3:15 a.m. New Orleans, 10 died. Now we're up to 15. Minimum of 30 injured. ISIS. Shouldn't have said that word. Hand, pew pew, and right. ID. Inside vehicle. He died with the GUN fight. He's dead. So there's that. Bear with me 1 second. We got a bunch to talk about here. Just want to get kind of everyone caught up to date from kind of where it started to where we are now. Got this presser. Amy, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. It's very generous of you. You don't have to do that though, honey. If you received that, make sure you give our sweet Amy a big thank you.
The city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with government.
We already seen this one. I'm pretty sure we already seen this one. So the suspect had very intentional behavior when he plowed into a crowd on Canal and Bourbon Street at 3 a.m. this morning, just hours after the New Year celebration. New Orleans Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said in a press conference, quote, "This man was trying to run over as many people as he could, creating carnage. After crashing into the crowd, he exited his vehicle. The suspect fired at police officers, striking 2. Both officers are in stable condition and are receiving medical treatment," Kirkpatrick said. Law enforcement returned fire and the suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene, the FBI said. Look at this. This is crazy. As Wednesday morning's press conference, now 15 have died, 30 injured. Most of the wounded individuals were taken to the University of Medical Center, while others were sent to, how do you pronounce it, Toronto? Okay, Toro Hospital, East Jefferson General Hospital. Early Wednesday morning, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry condemned the attack in an X post, quote, "A horrific attack of violence took place on Bourbon Street earlier this morning. Please join Sharon and I in praying for all of the victims and the first responders on scene. Both the governor and the FBI have urged the locals to avoid Bourbon Street." So the driver was 42-year-old Shamsid Din Jabbar, U.S. citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup, which appears to have been rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject came into possession of the vehicle, the agency said Wednesday afternoon statement. Officials recovered weapons and potential IEDs inside the vehicle, as well as ISIS FLAG, which the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with T organizations, the statement read. Other potential IEDs were located in the French Quarter. Authorities are working to determine whether any of the devices are viable. This was a well thought out attack. You know, if there was already IEDs there, public record suggests that the suspect is involved in consulting and real estate. Information about the suspect's background is still emerging, but law enforcement's confirmed that he was a U.S. Army veteran. Quote, "We believe he was honorably discharged, but we are working through the process, figuring out all information," a FBI agent said on Wednesday afternoon press conference. According to the New York Times, in August 2022, court documents as part of a divorce proceeding, the suspect said he worked in, how do you pronounce it? Deloitte. I don't know what that is. Earning at about $120,000 a year. But earlier this year, The suspect alluded to his financial issues in an email claiming that he owed $27,000 in late home payments and was at risk for foreclosure. Because he needed to hire a lawyer and paying living expenses, he said he had taken on $16,000 in credit card debt, the outlet reported. Okay. We do not believe that this guy is totally responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates, an official said at an afternoon press conference. What is the motive here? The motive behind this mass slaying is yet unknown. The FBI said that it's investigating the incident, quote, as an act of terrorism, quote, end quote. And in a statement, the agency said, quote, the FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. What condition are the victims in? The conditions of dozens of civilians victims is not immediately clear. 2 officers were struck by pew pew fire, were in stable condition, and were being treated. Okay, so we got that. Now, there was a second presser here just a short while ago, and they've learned a lot more. I do too. I hope that they get every single one of them. Thank God that there hasn't been much on our, the last few years. But it's crazy. Just crazy that this continues. Oh, chemistry, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for covering So Scary. My daughter-in-law's family lives there. They are safe. Praise the Lord. Thank you, God. Chemistry. I live a few hours away, but visit often. I don't understand the world. Thank you for that, honey. Not a good way to start the year. Let's fast forward it.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you all for coming out to our press conference. Special Agent Sackville for now.
Investigative agency, and we're investigating this as an attack of terrorism along with our partners. Today at approximately 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, an individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10 individuals and injuring dozens more. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local hospitals. The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Samsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be in rent.
Oh, he's a U.S.-born citizen. Wow, I thought he was like a permanent resident or something.
And we are working to confirm how the subject became in possession of this vehicle. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI Special Agent bomb technicians, as well as our local law enforcement partners, have been working to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they'll work to render those devices safe. The FBI, we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates. That's why we need the public's help. We are asking if anybody has any interactions with Samsud Dimjabar in the last 72 hours that you contact us. The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone who has information, video, or pictures to provide it to the FBI. We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that can assist us in this investigation. Once again, thank you for your patience and assistance. For an updated statement or information, please check the FBI's website and our social media accounts. I will now turn over to Mayor Cantrell. Thank you.
Thank you, Agent Duncan, for your leadership and the full support of the FBI. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones that were impacted by this tragedy on Bourbon Street and in the heart of the city of New Orleans. And I know that the entire New Orleans City Council grieves along right with me, no doubt about that, and our people and our families. My priority will continue to be to ensure that victims that remain on Bourbon Street now will be serviced and removed as soon as possible. But as stated, the FBI is in charge of this investigation and are doing everything necessary to make this happen.
15 now.
I also want to acknowledge hearing from President Biden, all of our federal partners, but most importantly, calling Governor Landry this morning, responded with haste. And we do say thank you. And of course, a demonstration of a unified support is right here in this room.
Nan, because, the reason they're using it as the T word is because he is a T. It doesn't matter if they're, American born, American bred, white hair or white, blonde hair and blue eyes. If you do something against our country, you do something against our country. It's all terrorism.
That's how we collectively responded to this tragedy in the city of New Orleans. The mission now is to facilitate, support, and coordinate safety procedures to keep our residents and our visitors safe. I've gone to the hospital along with Chief Kirkpatrick to visit our police officers, and considering their injuries, they're doing well. As I mentioned, this investigation is ongoing, and the FBI remains the lead in the investigation. It is an active crime scene as well. We are committed, no doubt, to uncovering all details surrounding this tragedy. And we're taking every necessary step to put even more safety procedures in place, especially given the nature of the investigation. I'm going to ask people to do not go around our secured area if there is no essential need to do so. It matters, and again, it is an active crime scene. I also want you all to know that the Greater New Orleans Foundation has set up a fund to assist victims, and that information will be provided to you. Thank you, Ganoff. Again, I want to thank this unified team. We're leaning in, we will be relentless, and we will do everything that it takes to render real justice. This team will. I want to also just thank our citizens for your heartfelt prayers. New Orleans is a world.
Yes, there has been a new update. That's right, Holly. That's right. It's been a recent update of 15 now decedents.
World-class city, and I can say that I've heard from world leaders all this morning and up until now, in addition to my brother and sister mayors across this country. They're calling, they're responding, and they're standing with the city of New Orleans. And what they always say and want me to reiterate, they understand the resilience of this community. And we're strong in that regard. And I will say second to none. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our governor. And as I mentioned, who has not wavered any in leaning in, providing the necessary support, and standing right here with me. And I say, thank you, Governor. And I know the First Lady is standing with us as
I got a
well.
video I'm going to show you guys here of him shortly, of the suspect.
Again, I want to thank the mayor. Since about 3:45 this morning, when she called me, we have all been working just around the clock to both secure the city and to solve this act. You know, again, I want to reiterate that our prayers go out with all of those who have been affected by this tragedy. I want to thank our law enforcement officers. I want to thank our medical personnel. I want to thank our first responders. And most importantly, I want to thank the two New Orleans police officers who not only laid their life on the line, but were able to eliminate the threat this morning. Let me say, we have made public safety a state priority from day one. And I think that if you look around me today, right now, and you look at the people who are standing around, that is their commitment as well. We intend to be transparent in assessing any defects that may have existed in the system so that we can address them. It's the only way to ensure that any mistakes that were made are corrected. Specifically, we have been trying and working very diligently to address security concerns in preparation for the Super Bowl since October. And it's interesting because, ironically, in preparation for the Super Bowl, I had intended to issue an emergency declaration tomorrow so that we could bring all of our federal, state, and local agencies to bear in preparation for the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras. But because of the events today, I have amended that emergency declaration and issued it today. So again, that declaration will allow our federal, state, and local partners to bring all of the resources necessary to get this city safe. In light of that executive order, I have also ordered the mobilization of a military police company. I've asked General Freelou to mobilize a military police company to assist both New Orleans Police and LSP and the FBI. It is important for our citizens and guests of this state to know that we are doing everything we can to secure their safety.
Here he
in
is,
this city.
right here.
We want to make it clear, the Superdome and the surrounding area is safe. But I've always said that the safety of this entire city is something that is always.
I mean, tonight, the Super Bowl's tonight, right? That's crazy.
Always paramount to me. With that, I would like to turn it over to Jeff.
Oh, it's not
With the Super Bowl.
Sugar Bowl?
Jeff Dunley.
Sugar Bowl? I don't know what the Sugar Bowl is. Okay. You can tell I don't keep up with football.
Good afternoon. Obviously, we wish we weren't here for this reason today. The Sugar Bowl Committee has a 90-year history of being a good corporate citizen for the city of New Orleans, and that's why this tragedy hurts us as much as anybody right now. So our condolences, thoughts, and prayers go out to the victims and their families as we all work through this. Of course, anytime we have a major event in the city of New Orleans, public safety is paramount, and we have full faith and confidence in the governor and the mayor and all the assets, the federal, state, and local resources that they've applied to this event so that we can ultimately bring those responsible to justice and carry on with the major events that we have in front of us. Speaking of which, we were scheduled.
I'm going to show you a video of this guy, and I just want you to see how absolutely normal this guy sounds in this video I'm going to show you.
Scheduled this evening to have a CFP quarterfinal played in the Superdome at 7:45. We have been in consultation with ESPN, with the College Football Playoff, with the Southeastern Conference, with the University of Georgia, with Notre Dame. All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours. Work is fast about to set up a safe and efficient and fun environment for tomorrow night. There'll be more details on that in the coming hours, but for now, that's the plan, that we're going to move forward and play the game. And
Well, I mean, a lot of times these people get radicalized. That's the problem. They get radicalized. It's, there are people in all religions that get radicalized, and they unfortunately become so brainwashed that they think that they are doing something. They think they're doing good because they think we're evil, and they're actually the evil ones.
Again, we reiterate our thanks to everyone up here for the important work they're doing. We live in the fun and games world with what we do, but we certainly recognize the importance of this, and we're going to support it 100%. So thank you.
I'd like to bring up Senator Kennedy.
I wish I understood better why bad things happen to good people. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask. For those people who don't believe in objective evil, all
This
you
is
have to do
Mr.
look
Kennedy
at what
speaking.
happened in our city early this morning. I am. If this doesn't trigger the gag reflex
Protected.
of every American,
Smiley, Ginger.
every fair-minded American, I'll be very surprised. I'm here because these are my people. I'm here because these are my people's friends. I'm here because there are a lot of Louisianians that are scared tonight. I don't want them to be. There's a lot of information going around. Some of it is actually true. Some of it isn't. The federal government is now in charge of this investigation. By that, I mean the White House, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. I have not talked to the FBI. Maybe they talked to my staff. I don't know. I did talk to the Secretary of Homeland Security a little while ago. And I told him that with all the respect I could muster, that we expect to put the full force and resources of the federal government behind this investigation. Our state troopers, our local police departments, our sheriffs, we've got many sheriffs here today, have been terrific so far. The federal government is cooperating with them. I hope that will continue. Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people. Catch these people. And then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation. And there are things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this. I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible. Or I will raise fresh hell. And I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Congressman Carter.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Thank you to all of our law enforcement agents for doing a yeoman's job.
After this, I'm going to show you guys a video of he was a realtor or appeared to be in some sort of real estate. This guy was a totally normal seeming human
For stepping up.
and yet was
when we needed it
radicalized.
most, for employing the resources of all of our partners. This is all hands on deck. From the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning. Secretary Mayorkas, leaders in all of our federal, local, and state agencies. The president has made it very clear that he intends to bring every resource to bear to not only tell the truth, but to provide the resources to bring these cowards to justice. I want to personally thank the men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens and our visitors. To our mayor and our governor for acting expeditiously and bringing us all together. To our sheriffs from the surrounding areas who have been Johnny on the spot, recognizing that if it happens in New Orleans, it can happen anywhere. We don't have the luxury of being myopic. In this community, we work together. We don't point fingers, we don't blame. We go after the bad guys. Let it be clear that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein
His channel
is on the ground, working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. New Orleans is a place that heralds its ability to protect its citizens, that heralds its ability to manage major events. Super Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, Essence Festival. You name it, no one does it better.
Lake John, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Y'all, please welcome our newest Pearl, Lake John. Happy New Year's to you, my friend.
In New Orleans
Thank you for
and in the
joining.
surrounding area. Kudos to those two officers who've been wounded. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones. Our hearts go out to those who are wounded and on the mend in the hospital. Citizens, now is the time to stay calm, to be vigilant. This is not a time to come out to sightsee. Listen to your federal, local, state officials. Be vigilant. If you saw something, say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck. Rest assured that the decision that was made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Making sure that the citizens and visitors of this great city, not only for this event, but for every event you come to in Louisiana, that you will be safe. And we will use every resource possible, as the governor has said, as the mayor has said, and every law enforcement agent here has said. Our energy, our commitment will be to make sure that you are safe now and for every event in the future. God bless you, and let's stay strong.
Thank you, Attorney General.
I first want to extend my sincerest condolences to the families of the victims. Parents got a phone call early this morning, that no parent ever wants to receive. And as a parent of children who come to New Orleans and spend time here, I know that that is just something that, we hold our breath sometimes till they're home safe, and some people did not come home safe. And we also have some people who are fighting for their lives right now in the hospital. So I'd ask everyone to pray for them. They need our support and they need our prayers. This was a heinous act, a heinous, cowardly act, and we will find them and we will bring them to justice. My office will be providing both investigative and prosecutorial support.
Marley, thank you so very much. Really do appreciate you, my friend. You have a Chihuahua. It's so cute. Thank you so much. Appreciate your membership. Y'all, please welcome Marley. Thank you so much. And Cassie, check text, please. Okay, I will. We're going to get to the cyber truck as well here shortly.
Report to the city of New Orleans, to the district attorney, Jason Williams in New Orleans, as I have done for months. We will continue to do that. We will provide the governor with whatever support that he needs, and the governor's office of Homeland Security, whatever support that they need. I'll be here to help. I will be here to stand with the city of New Orleans. We will bring them to justice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor and Madam Mayor. For those who do not know me, my name is Ann Kirkpatrick. I'm the Chief of Police of New Orleans. My official title is Superintendent, but my role is as Chief of Police. You know, you've heard some of the details today, and over the last 24 hours, we had approximately 400 officers in the French Quarter. And as we know, this is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil. And when we face evil, we have a choice. We can run in fear, or we can indeed stand in strength. In a time of crisis, people are looking for leadership. You are looking at the leadership. And I promise you, as the Chief of Police of this city has been tried by fire before. But fire purifies. Fire makes things stronger. We have a plan. We know what to do. We are going to get these people. There is a path forward.
Question, Cassie, I don't have anything from you, baby.
Very pleased that we will be back to having a wonderful game tomorrow night. New Orleans police have proven their ability to make the city safer. Just 2 years ago, we were the murder capital of America. Today, from that time 2 years ago, we have driven our murder rate more than 50% down. So we have a track record. But this is different because it's terrorism. Now, I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners. You're fabulous, and we appreciate the partnership. But last night, 3 of our officers engaged this terrorist who shot at them. 3 of the officers returned fire. Those officers did not run in fear.
Let me just show you this. I can't play the audio on this.
What the fuck? God, this fucking nerd!
You get the point. I mean, it's really, really, really bad. Here is the cyber truck. This may be triggering to some. All of this, what we're talking about today.
Copy.
All
All right, play it. Copy. All right, play it.
What's that, Nina? Update from which update, dear? Which update?
Thanks for joining us here on CBS News 24/7. I'm Lindsay Reiser, and we are following breaking news out of New Orleans. At least 10 people are dead and dozens more injured after city officials say a man intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people. This happened on the world-famous Bourbon Street overnight as people were celebrating the new year. It was around 3:15 in the morning local time. Officials say the man drove around barricades and hurtled down the street in very intentional behavior before opening fire on police officers. 2 officers were hit by gunfire. They are in stable condition in the hospital. CBS News has learned the suspect is dead, shot and killed by police. Officials say a long gun was recovered from the scene, and according to an investigative reporter with our affiliate WWL, it had a silencer. And
What do they say? I think it's like every 4 or 5 years you can expect to go through, like the country can expect to go through a really, is it every 4 or 5 years? At night update. Thank you so much. So Nina, thank you.
more specifically, a suppressive device attached to it. Several potential explosive devices were also recovered near the scene and are being analyzed.
See, I don't see how, like, I mean, I mean, I have a Tesla. I've had 3 Teslas. Well, my husband has, not me. I have a big ass gas guzzler, but I don't understand why, like, you wouldn't charge it right there. You wouldn't charge it like there. That's not a charging station, so I don't understand.
The FBI is investigating this as a terrorist attack, and 2 sources familiar with the investigation tell CBS News the deceased suspect was wearing body armor. The truck that plowed through that crowd appeared to be flying a large black flag from the rear bumper, according to CBS News reviews of images. And law enforcement sources tell CBS News that investigators are looking into whether the flag is an ISIS flag or possibly tied to another foreign terror organization. Anna Schechter joins us now in Studio 57. She's a senior coordinating producer for our CBS News Crime and Public Safety Unit. What is the latest you're learning about the suspect?
The latest we can report the name of the suspect that investigators have homed in on. His name is Shamsud Din Jabbar, 42 years old, a U.S. citizen, resident of Texas. There are previous criminal record, including theft and driving with a suspended license. So we're starting to piece together the profile of the man who carried out this attack at this time. So chilling. It does appear that this person took some time to prepare for this, prepared the vehicle. It looks like there was a flag. Investigators are saying they're investigating whether it's an ISIS flag or possibly another terror group, foreign terror group's flag.
Did this vehicle belong to the suspect?
It seems that the vehicle was obtained through like a ride share app program in Texas. So it was like a rented vehicle. So that's what we know at this time, not necessarily belonging to Din Jabbar, but that the vehicle was rented in Texas and then driven to New Orleans to carry out this attack. He was wearing tactical gear. We have a photo of him after he was killed by police, gunfire, and he's wearing like.
Hold on, something just broke about this just a few minutes ago. Let me pull it up here. Breaking. multiple pipe bombs were found in truck used in New Orleans attack, and they were wired for remote detonation, per the Associated Press. This comes minutes after it was revealed police have reviewed video of 3 men and 1 woman placing other bombs. Big plot. Big plot. Yes, the white truck. Oh my God, look what he did there. He watch this. Oh my God. Right here. Right there, he turns, he sees that big group of people, because you know when you're on the sidewalks like that, it kind of forms in clusters. And he makes like, kind of strange how he does it. He makes like a big right here. Is that a police officer right there? You literally just don't even know anymore. Like, you don't know. Like, going on the freaking sidewalk anymore. I think this is street cameras is what it is. As well. So let me check something. So, and then after they, they start, I was thinking the same thing, Amos. Same thing. Daryl Brooks. And after people start helping, pew-pews start flying. Right? Like, it did not. Oh, okay, here's another video of it. This is insane. Dick bastards. So we saw that part. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's, why is that on there? Okay. I thought that was something else. But I guess it's not. Okay, 1 second here. This is crazy. So this was a big plot. A big plot. I do have a photo of the truck as well. Let me play this and then I'll pull it up in just 1 second. Yes. If you are sensitive to these things. Brown-eyed girl, there appears to be 3 men and 1 other woman involved. The news just broke shortly. Oh, I want to show you this. I had to edit this video some. I don't have this video monetized, so it should be okay.
Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar.
I got to turn up the volume a little bit and put some covers over it as well. I got to do what I have to do, guys, so it might be a little loud, I know, but
Property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So,
seems very normal, right? Very normal. A very normal guy. Yeah. I love you, big brown-eyed girl. The Cybertruck, the Lucky 7 motel burned down. Oh, wow. Where? Where was there another?
meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch.
Very normal guy, huh? This is the guy who went in. No, tell me that's not true. Shut up. Times Square? Right now? You're exactly right. Let's go check on. Please tell me that's not happening right now. Please, Lord. Did anyone find anything? In what is behind him in the office aim? Yeah, we know the Trump Tower. Oh God, I just pray nothing else happen. God, please. You hear New York and it's like, oh, you know, I think most of you are old enough in here to be at least remember 9/11, right? And that's something. No, Times Square is not a thing. You know, 9/11 is something you will remember for the rest of your life. All right, Cassie, let me. Yeah, Marlena, I showed the picture of that. What's the picture? Okay. So look at this. People are sending me this. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Like I don't know what it is. What is this picture of? I don't understand. Does anyone know what it is? Me too, Ashley. Yeah, brown-eyed girl. Mm-hmm. They're monitoring, but no. Thank you, Alicia. What is that? I don't know. People are saying, Cassie, what is this? What is this picture of? You know, I've always said, for people who lived before 9/11 and people who, like, I feel like 9/11 is when the innocence left. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like everything changed. Everything changed after that. Someone came in and said, oh, you know what? I bet you. Hold on. Look at this. I'm a mess right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not put together. Is that... Is it just me? Is that like... Does that look like a plane hitting something? Is that what that is? In video, it is a knife tip and a gun. That's not... That photos play in the video. Cassie, I think you sent me the wrong link, baby. Pretty sure you did. Let me just check. Cassie, honey, that's a link to someone's live, baby. Justin, that looks like a readiness bag content. I wonder if they're trying to like send a message. Well, I mean, obviously, but like, if that thing happened to our, and please, I don't want to get political in here, please, because I don't care what party you are. I really don't care. I'm not here for that stuff. I love you if you're Republican, Democrat, Democrat, Smirkubrican. I don't care. But the Tesla is and I don't do conspiracy. I don't try not to do conspiracy, but the Tesla is Elon Musk. We obviously know how Elon. Yep, someone just said it. And this soon to be new sitting president. And yeah. That was the only, that was the only beautiful thing that came out of 9/11, in my opinion, is that was a moment that nobody give a wooden nickel what party you were affiliated with. And that's the way it should be. Link explaining lack of physical barrier and how he was able to plow through. You would think that, I don't know, I think it's just we're going to get to the point of, like on, New Year's in New York, you can't go down Times Square or anything like that. But, like places like Bourbon Street and different places in LA, like the main streets, they just need to block them off. What is breaking, but I don't know anything about it. Did you just text me? Okay. One second. All right, we got some new breaking news coming in. Came in 2 minutes ago. Let me pull it up. The FBI Harris County Sheriff's is conducting an operation connected to the terror attacks in New Orleans. The FBI Houston and the Harris County Sheriff's Office are currently conducting law enforcement activities near the intersection of Hugh Road and Crescent Peak Drive in North Houston, which ironically, this is where this guy is from, right? Texas, and I think it was Houston, they said. We have secured a perimeter in the area and are asking people to avoid the area. FBI Houston personnel and specialized teams will be on site for several hours. This activity is related to this morning's New Orleans attack, but due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, no further information can be provided. Holy shit. Okay. 1 second. Thank you, Jen. Got your email. Investigators have reviewed video of people placing explosive devices. Documents show. Investigators have reviewed video showing 3 men and 1 woman placing improvised explosive devices in connection with the car attacks and unalivers. At least 15 people killed in the French Quarter. That, according with Louisiana State Police bulletin obtained by the Associated Press. The revelation could help explain why officials at a Wednesday news conference said that they were aggressively hunting for additional suspects and did not believe the driver of the pickup truck, 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar, acted alone. Authorities say that the driver of the truck that rammed into the crowd into the New Orleans drove onto a sidewalk going around a police car and was positioned to block vehicular traffic and protect Bourbon Street. A barrier system designed to prevent vehicle attacks was undergoing repairs in preparation for the Super Bowl, which is being played in the city in February. The Sugar Bowl was postponed for 24 hours after the attack. During the New Year celebration, the New Orleans left 10 people. Some people are saying 10, some people are saying 15, and at least 35 injured. So there has got to be at least 6. There's got to be at least 6 people involved. 6 people involved. That's crazy. 57-second mark. Cassandra says, Cassie, is it the live that's going on now? Because, baby, it's not showing me anything. I'm looking. I really want to see it, but it's... Cassie, I'm going to text you something right now. Because... Okay, I just sent that to you right there. Yeah, like this guy, he just rammed straight up the street. It's crazy. Okay, bear with me 1 second, y'all. I've got so much stuff. Gotta pull up here.
Camouflage pants, tactical gear. According to law enforcement sources, the long gun that he had a device that acts as a silencer. So all of this points to premeditation and a will to carry out an attack that would inflict as much carnage as possible.
And this suspect did open fire when that truck stopped, right? What can you tell us about that?
That's right. So as the truck was ramming through people, the suspect opened fired. Police then engaged in gunfire. He shot 2 police officers. 2 are in the hospital recovering. Hopefully we'll make a full recovery. And then he was shot and killed by law enforcement.
I don't know if it's clear or not, but was the suspect shooting while the vehicle was still in motion?
Our sourcing indicates that it possibly was, that they're looking at that, whether while he was plowing through is the term that they used, plowing through this crowd of people. There were dozens of people there out and about. It was New Year's Eve or just after New Year's in the early hours of the morning. That's why there are dozens of people injured. So this individual chose this specific place and time in part because there would be a crowd of people reveling over New Year's Eve.
What do we know about the barricades? You had spoken with a local official about a project that was being undertaken ahead of the Super Bowl in February.
That's right. They were right in the middle of a transition period to better.
Okay, and so we know that, again, I want to reiterate this because FBI Houston, Harris County Sheriff's Office are currently conducting law enforcement activities near the intersection of Hughes Road and Crescent Peak Drive in North Houston. We have secured a perimeter in the area and are asking for people to avoid the area. FBI Houston personnel and special teams will be on site for several hours. This activity is related to this morning's New Orleans attack, but due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, no further information can be provided. Here is the home of said moron, the unaliver that did this. Okay, so this is the area. This is what they're talking about. And right here is where we're looking for, right here. Okay. So we're gonna so it's, hold on. So it looks to be I don't know if it's this house. Hold on, let's look. Is that the same house? Make sure y'all can see it. I'm not sure if this is the same house. Yep, okay. That's weird. You can see how this slopes. It's like they've made this into one place. It's like a house with a trailer. Make sure. Yep, that's it. Yep. Okay, so this is it right here. Right here. Right there. Like a compound. Yeah. I wonder if he had like 27 wives. Like a breezeway attached. Aren't you so clever, you little cutie? That's really crazy. Let's look at it from the ground. kind of hard. He's got gates all around it. Gates all around it. And then again, this is right here. If we go down like this. See, it's like this is it, but it's also attached to this trailer. I bet you he's probably got 2 different wives. I don't know. You know, not legally. Megan, it's the heat. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Would like to read his if there is a what Skip to my Lou just said, I will not be reading that because they will knock your ass off of YouTube for that. $244. Okay. Let's see here. $244. Okay. So Cassie wants me to show you guys this as well. Okay, it's something behind him. What are we looking at, Cassie? Books, a lamp with this, a shadow, and I don't know. President Biden? I'm just kidding. I don't know. You're okay, Gina. Well, like, Cassie, tell me what it is. Thank you, Lucy. Happy New Year to you. Oh, the statue is playing a saxophone. What are you talking about, Holly? When I zoom in the books, they get blurry. Yeah, I can't see. Knife for a tie in the picture. The tie's a long bladed knife. Oh, yes. And is that a cup? I don't know. I'm not into abstract art. Justin, my son just texted me. The only thing that happened in Times Square was 2 people got stabbed. I just know if it was last night or today. So, a normal night. Unfortunately. No, there's actually not a lot of homicides in New York anymore. Zoom into the pic. Looks like a pew-pew to the guy's head. That right there. In drawing, it is a knife blade where the body is, then a guy by head and blood on the other side.
Note
Do it like this. Save. There's just too much stuff happening in the world. We need more love. We need more love and understanding. It's 2025, people. Can we just stop? Can we just stop the hate? That would be great. You don't like what someone does? They're not hurting anybody else. Don't worry about it. Leave them alone. Okay, this is the picture that we're looking at. It's not a knife, it's a leg. There is a shoe at the bottom. Okay, right there. Kind of looks like a knife to me. This looks like a cup. It's red right there. I don't know why it would be red right there. Looks like John Bolton. Yeah. This is really zoomed in. Can you put a picture of the Cybertruck? Sure. A Cybertruck is an absolute ugly truck. But one exploded in front of Trump Hotel Las Vegas earlier. Right there. I can show you. Trump. All right, this is what happened earlier. Let me show you. This is actual video from earlier.
Copy. Copy. Copy.
Getting dizzy. Like, where's Ohio Stephanie?
Copy. Copy. Copy.
Do you know what it's called? Justin.
Copy.
You know what she said? Now, to me, that does not look like they're not charging right there in front. Someone said they were charging there. That you don't charge there. You just wouldn't charge there.
Better protect, ironically, pedestrians on Bourbon Street. They were switching over to stainless steel, what they call as bollards, kind of barricades that allow for people to walk through them, but they could also be removed when the street is opened for traffic. So overnight, and we're still trying to pin down the details exactly what was going on there. But what officials say is that he was able to drive
I'm telling you, the batteries are dangerous. My vape, I had, when I vaped with the mod, I put a battery in my bag one time. I didn't have the case, and there was a paper clip in my bag, and driving, and my bag caught on fire in my car. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And it was like a dead battery. I mean, not dead, but it was almost dead. It had enough energy to cause a fire. And I had to get it, throw it out. They're very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Store them correctly. Promise you. Put them in a plastic container. They will screw your stuff up. Yes. It's lithium. It's a different. Little watch batteries do the same thing too, Justin. Don't let them touch. Yes. Yep. I had 2 batteries in there and a paper clip. The print is called Portrait of John by Jean Michael. Let's wait. Okay. John by Jean. You see that? The print is called Portrait of John. Jean Michael. Okay. Here's the portrait, what it actually looks like. This is an actual, so we can get a good idea of what it is. Thank you for that. Yeah. The one on the left is what I got from the internet. And then, of course, that's the one I screenshotted from the guy. Hold on one second. I'll tell you. Hold on. Okay. John, the portrait of John is a powerful example of his raw, expressive style and his exploration of identity, race, and cultural history. Although the exact meaning of the specific work can vary depending on the interpretation. Biscuit, am I pronouncing that right? Boscate. Okay. Often painted portraits of influential Black cultural historical figures as well as individuals from his personal life. Identity and representation. Frequently highlighted Black figures in his work to address systematic racism, historical and struggles faced by African Americans expressed by emotion. Portraits of John often feature bold brushstrokes, vibrant colors, and chaotic lines reflecting inner turmoil, energy, or a celebration of life. Symbolism and text. His portrait often includes symbols, fragmented text, and reoccurring motifs, like crowns, to signify royalty, power, and reverence. Tribute to icons. John refers to someone specific, e.g., John Coltrane, John Lennon, and even a personal. A painting could be interpreted as a tribute to the individual's influence or legacy. Oh, speculations on John Coltrane was deeply influenced by jazz and one of the most revolutionary jazz musicians. John Lennon occasionally referred pop culture as music icons. A personal connection. It is also possible that John refers to someone from his personal life or an abstract representation of masculinity, struggle, and power. So, the more you know. Do you recognize the handprint in the print? So, there is 3 or 4 males that put BOMBS in the area, and a woman, and they are looking to find out who they are.
The temporary barricades that were put in place because the old ones were removed. This was a project that began in November and was supposed to be completed in February, just in time for the Super Bowl when they were expecting more crowds there. So that is certainly an area of investigation. And did the suspect exploit this potential weakness in the system, and might more lives have been saved had there been larger and more stable structures in place?
So sad, because after the vehicle plowed through the Christmas market in Mogg.
So we're going on this guy's background right now, and it says current owner Con Memories LLC. Is this a business they've got it in? Is this a business that they have? This is really weird.
Magdeburg, Germany on December 20th, we were talking about how, they had barricades, but these events, they're not foolproof, that somebody with a will can find a way to get in and inflict the most damage as possible. What are the next steps in this investigation? What questions are you asking?
Well, we've jumped over a big hurdle in identifying the suspect. Of course, motive is key right now. Investigators are piecing together a timeline exactly when the suspect obtained the vehicle and his driving route. How did he drive through? They're looking at his prior criminal record. And of course, did he act alone or not? Was he aided by anything? Our sources have told us they're looking at whether the owner of the vehicle knew of his plans. That's unclear at this time. But of course, they're asking those questions. They're asking about his online activity and any communication with foreign terror organizations. Was he inspired by, or was he connected to them in any way? Of course, lone wolves here in the United States can be inspired by these bigger ideas. And in the past, this has happened, Al-Qaeda and ISIS, with or without communication from a known member of that group. So they can just be inspired by the idea. So investigators are looking at that. They're looking at his online footprint. They're looking at threats. They're looking at writings, messages of intent, and were there red flags along the way?
This has been a...
Are now being tested, and the White House says President Biden has been briefed and has been in touch with the mayor of New Orleans. Jimmy Cothran, who witnessed the attack, joins me now to share more about it. Jimmy, first off, I'm so sorry that this is how you're starting off the year. I can't imagine how frightening this must have been. So can you take us through what you saw?
We were heading, me and a friend of mine, he had never been there for New Year's. So
Yep.
So
Totally normal.
why not
guy.
today? We were heading towards Canal, coming from the other end of Bourbon, when it just looked like ahead of us was something going on. We wasn't sure what, so we ducked off into the nightclub that was right there. Within 2 minutes of entering the building, 4 frantic girls pushed through security, ran in, and hid under tables. So we instantly, living here, and unfortunately with these circumstances, kind of figured it had to be a shooting or something not good. So we ran upstairs and...
Let me show you right here real quick. This is the truck that he was using. Look at the bullet holes. Look at those bullet holes. You can see them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got the cloth up. I don't know what the hell that is. I did not weeping waters, honey. Okay, Crystal. Yes, from Houston, Texas. They are working in his home right now. FBI is on scene at the home. It appears to be an LLC. I don't know if they have a business at the home, or something. There appears to be, look at the stuff in the back of the truck. Stuff in the back of the truck. This was a rental, from what I understand. That's the hood, not cloth. Oh, that's the hood? Oh, you're right. It is. Oh, my God. I thought they were doing that so you couldn't see the body, but you're right. Jesus. That's crazy. Yep, it sure does, Faye. Hood is smashed. Sure is. What a day.
And when we got on the balcony, what we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable. We instantly counted, I'd say, 10 bodies, 6 clearly graphically deceased, and the others yelling with no one around. Everyone had just cleared the street completely. We couldn't understand why no one was helping. I am trained and certified, and they would not let us out. We just stood by and watched for several moments until it looked like what was SWAT or some type of military unit on foot was running down Bourbon with M16s towards where the suspect was going. There 100% were not any steel barricades put up. We had been up and down Bourbon since 8 p.m. and none of the steel barricades were up. That's how this criminal was able to go 70 miles an hour down Bourbon Street and cause this much damage.
I want to bring in Jimmy. Stay with me because I do want to ask you a few more.
He was going 70 miles an hour? Thank you. He wasn't going that fast whenever we see him take that turn. That's for sure. Do you have a picture of that? The roommate ICU?
Questions, but I also want to bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent, Brad Garrett. Brad, local law enforcement is calling this terrorism. The FBI so far hasn't said that. Why is that?
Because they want to make sure that that's what it is. Is this just another disgruntled person who was just angry and decided to kill a bunch of people? Or was he driven by some extremist ideology or philosophy? Now, the idea that he's got explosive devices, he comes out of the truck with a weapon and gets into a shootout with the police, certainly suggests something here beyond he's just disgruntled. There could be a mental health component. My sense is going to be this has been driven by some ideology of some sort.
Yeah.
It could be ISIS. It could be a domestic terrorism. It's in the playbook of a lot of extremist groups to do car rammings. And unfortunately, I think that's why we're having more of them.
And our senior investigative reporter, Aaron Katursky, is here with me on set now.
So right here, we're looking at the perpetrator of the New Orleans attack, Shamsid Din Jabbar, was raised in Texas U.S. Army Reserve from 2015 to 2020. From what I understand, he was honorably discharged. He had stolen a Glock and a 308 rifle with him. 2015 to 2020, Information Technology Operations Manager at the United States Army. 2019 to 2019, Cloud Governance Analyst. 2019-2020, Cloud Architect and Team Lead at EY. 2020 to 2021, Cloud Transformation Advisor at EY. 2017 to 2022, Residential Property Manager at Blue Meadow Properties. 2020 to 2022, Cloud Data Engineer at Blue Meadow Properties. 2021 to 2022, Data Engineer at I forgot how to pronounce it. Deloitte. 2022 to 2022, Cloud Data Architect. 2022 to 2022, Business Development. Houston, Texas. 2 emails, 2 phone numbers found. So there's that.
Because Aaron, I think Jimmy brings up a point that so many people are wondering right now. How does a pickup truck even get access to Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve when you know there are going to be crowds and crowds of people? How is there not layers deep of security to prevent that from even happening?
The police superintendent said there were barriers intended to prevent a vehicle ramming attack, and the suspect was somehow able to get around them and then accelerate quickly. If you look at the make of the vehicle, it appears like perhaps it's an electric vehicle that can accelerate very, very quickly.
Okay, so this was the electric Ford. Yes, this was the electric Ford, which you can go from 0 to 60 in about less than 3 seconds. Justin, I spoke with my old sergeant from USMC, and he agrees that the residence looks to be a compound residence. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Former military. Yes, Scotty, you're absolutely right. Good to see you. Justin, his Airbnb was set on fire too. I have not heard that yet. Where'd you find that, Thelma Louise? This is I stay at home 99% of the time.
So even if it was slow getting around some kind of barrier, maybe up onto one of those narrow sidewalks in the French Quarter, maybe it accelerates quickly and gains enough speed to plow through all of those people, killing 10 and injuring the 3 dozen. But that's going to be one of the key questions, because how often in the several days since the German Christmas market attack have police talked about the need to stop that kind of an attack, block intersections sufficiently?
So I see you. Are you is the roommate the Matthew Dominic? Yeah, if you want to text me that, the 307 number. You guys can, if you guys find anything, just send it to me. So with charges in how vehicles move, civic planners will need to reconsider how planning for events safe. Can you open it where it says department? What do you mean, Veronica? He accelerated after the turn. Yeah. My husband, he has the Tesla, but he has the Plaid, and it used to be called Ludicrous. Now it's called Plaid, but it goes even faster than the regular electric cars, and you can go from 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. I mean, it's instantaneously. It's with gas vehicles, you have to go through several gears, and it has to go through those gears. Electric, it is instant. Like, seriously, the moment you press the pedal, you are there. It feels like if you've ever flew in an airplane taking off, that's exactly what it feels like.
And Jimmy, how do you feel now hearing law enforcement say this was intentional, or did you think that immediately when you saw this attack?
Oh, absolutely intentional. Like, there's no way you don't know you hit one person, much less 50. Because, I mean, we have 10 dead,
right there,
over 3 dozen in the hospital. I mean, I was at one perspective, and I could count over 10 bodies. And I was at the beginning of it. And what this gentleman saying about going on a narrow sidewalk, for one, it was a gas-powered Ford F-150. 2,
okay, so it was a gas-powered F-Ford 150. Okay. There are electric ones. See, I mean, I just don't see how he could go that fast.
we have poles that hold up every single balcony on New Orleans. And if our metal barricades are up, they are pole to pole. There is no, you could barely get a bicycle and a walk path through there.
We're going to do the at night in just a second.
So, Jimmy, I just want to make sure we,
you hear
for
that
people
right there?
And if our metal barricades are up, they are pole to pole. There is no, you could barely get a bicycle and a walk path through there.
So, Jimmy, I just want to make sure we, for people who aren't from there may not understand all of this. So you're saying there are mechanisms in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening, and you are saying those mechanisms were not in place. Am I hearing you right?
Absolutely. They were there. They were not up. They used flimsy plastic triangle style barricades. Like, had those been up, which
God, I see you. Breaking large boom heard in New Orleans. Police seen rushing to the area per CNN. Remember, there was 4 or 5 other people. I think 3 or 4 guys and 1 female. G-force. That's what I was looking for, Veronica. Yes. Yes. Let me find this and we'll pull it up. Just
Commonly are for any other event, especially after the Mardi Gras incident last year. I mean, I greatly feel it could have been prevented.
I see you,
and I will never forget what I saw tonight.
This is an ABC News special.
ICU, send me that what you just where you found that at.
Exited the
I'm
vehicle.
looking right now
He
for
shot at
everything.
responding New Orleans police officers. 2 officers were struck by gunfire, taken to the hospital in stable condition. In addition, improvised devices were found at the scene. The authorities have since tested them and determined that at least one of them appeared to be a viable device. So it adds a degree of complexity to this evolving situation. Right now, police are scanning the French Quarter using drones, cameras, and other technology to see if there are any additional possible devices. The ones they have found are currently being destroyed.
And I want to bring in our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, because Pierre, the big question when you think about a day like New Year's Eve, when you know Bourbon Street is going to be heaving full of people, is how does something like this happen? How does a truck even get close enough for this attack to unfold?
Well, the police superintendent said that the suspect was able to get around the barriers. Now, that is a flaw, obviously, that you cannot have in a situation like this. And Diane, to emphasize what's going on here, the FBI has taken the lead in this case. They are now investigating this as an act of terrorism.
Okay, we're going live. CNN is on location. They're the only ones on location right now.
That's
Hold on, crap. They're the only ones on location right now. This is live, by the way. Oh, come on.
Police vehicles in front of some of those entry points, other barriers to try and prevent some of this happening, but that this person went around these vehicles onto the sidewalk and was able to evade some of those barriers. Now, there were a lot of extra people in town for a big college football game between Notre Dame and the University of Georgia. We also know from a shop owner that the crowds were still packed on the streets at around 3 a.m. when this attack actually unfolded. So it was still very busy. We know that football game was pushed an extra day, but at the heart of this is still 10 people that were killed, 10 families who are trying to figure out in the opening hours of 2025 how to move forward after this attack that happened in just a few minutes, Wolf.
So awful and so sad indeed. Omar, I want you to stand by. I want to bring in our senior investigative correspondent, Kyung La, right now. Kyung,
We're going to come
what
right.
more are we?
We're going to come right back to this, but I want to show you that what just broke. And there's video for this. Breaking at least 3 police vehicles speed away from the original crime scene of Bourbon Street, flying down Canal. Not sure where they're headed, but we just heard a loud bang in the distance. This is coming from News Channel 2, Zach Klein, as well. Just moved out of the way for fire trucks to enter Bourbon Street with FBI on board. It's been now 14 hours since the first attack, or since the attack. Very possible, Lacey. Very possible. Me too, Bobby. Me too, babe. I don't know if we can actually. Exactly, Ginger. Thank you, Angela. This is pretty bizarre. But this is just 36 minutes ago. There was a large boom.
Then we can make some $50 and make those tips. I went, oh, thank you. I hope they didn't find something else. Especially when they're taking off.
Like, if you're not media right there right now, like, I would not be on that street, I'm telling you. Okay. What's NYE? What's NYE? We've got... Oh, New Year's Eve. Okay. I'm so bad with, like... got... Okay, 1 second. Kyle Becker reporting this just and the names of the New York explosion attack victims have been released. These are the first victims we are getting. Nakira Cheyenne. How do you pronounce it? Is it? I don't want to screw her name up. An 18-year-old recent high school graduate, Tiger Beach, 27 years young, former football star of Princeton University, Reggie Hunter, 37 years young, father of 2 from Baton Rouge. Is it like, I was going to say DeBro. Is it DeBro? I don't want to screw it up. Kids. That's so sad, man. Dedo. I hate messing people's names up. Very sad for those who lose their lives, their family, and the bystanders. Yeah. Let's give a moment of silence for these. Thank you guys so much. Kids. Frankie, I think that was the Tesla from earlier. You know, just kids out. That, yeah. This isn't, listen, I never personally ever try to make this about politics or religion. I really don't, because religion is supposed to be peaceful. And I believe, you know, I mean, I was reading the other day where, you know, the media put, you know, these Buddhists, they were slayed some, you know, a bunch of people. Well, you know, just because, you know, we are, you know, as, you know, I was raised into a Christian family, but just because I was raised in a Christian family doesn't mean I'm Christian. Just because someone's raised in a, you know, Jewish family doesn't mean they practice Judaism. Or if you're raised in a, you know, a Muslim family doesn't make you, you know, a Muslim. You know, it's the three Abrahamic faiths are supposed to be peaceful, and it's these people that pervert it for their own usually hatred for, you know, and it's usually entwined politically, you know, for, you know, these other people. They don't like Americans, or they don't like this, or they don't like that. So we'll see. Very tragic. We're going to go back to CNN. They are live there. They're the only ones that I see live currently.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks are worried about that. Everyone stand by. We're going to continue this conversation. We'll have much more on the investigation as we learn new details about the New Orleans attack. Stay with us.
Okay. Let me see if I can find anything else going on here at the moment. There is a new kick time for the Sugar Bowl, 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, per sources. UGA versus Notre Dame, coming from Zach Klein, News Channel 2, as well. So there is that. As soon as they go back from break, we'll play that as well. All right. MSNBC getting a bunch of new information on the Cyber truck. Let me pull it up here. Breaking: the Cybertruck explosion outside Trump Las Vegas was intentional. 3 U.S. officials tell NBC. This comes just minutes after it was revealed that the Cybertruck was rented from Turo, just as the New Orlander attack, the F-150.
Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this has been a sort of interesting development. You know, the images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. You know, sort of, I think people thought it was an accident and then no one was hurt. And so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism, and then it was a Cybertruck, it was not Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now,
Still trying
three
to find
senior
out, but
U.S. law
thank you.
enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism, and that it was, quote,
No, we don't know if it is the same rental company, but they were both rented. Remember, one is in Vegas, one is from Texas to Louisiana.
intentional. And there was a...
Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this has been a sort of interesting development. You know, the images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. You know, sort of, I think people thought it was an accident and then no one was hurt. And so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism, and then it was a Cybertruck, it was out Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now, 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism. And that it was, quote, intentional. And there was a...
Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this has been...
FBI revealing it
This is
believed the
live.
driver was not solely responsible. CNN's Evan Perez is joining us right now, getting new information. You're getting some clarification from law enforcement officials. What are you learning?
Yes,
yeah, well,
they
for
are.
one of the things we have been focused on is the FBI certainly was looking at this surveillance.
Yeah. Oh, God, come on. This is Evan Perez. He usually has really good reporting. Come on.
Nothing to do with this incident. At this point, it appears that those people seen on surveillance video did not have anything to do with placing devices in the French Quarter. That this suspect, you know, was solely responsible, certainly for the attack, at least as we know it at this point. Now, we should make clear that the FBI is still looking at possible associates. They're trying to see whether there's anybody who may have been involved in helping to create the devices, the IEDs.
So they're saying the other 4 people
in helping to plan the attack,
not involved
but
at this
point,
time.
at least for on the part of the surveillance
Thank you,
video,
troopers.
they now believe that those people had absolutely nothing to do with this actual attack that happened this morning.
How do you go from them having it?
Indeed. Thanks very much, Evan, for that. I want to bring back our law enforcement experts. And Andrew McCabe, let me start again with you. Your reaction to this new reporting that we just heard from Evan.
Yeah, that reporting is huge. I mean, it totally changes the situation that we think the Bureau is in right now. You know, with our initial reporting,
What
they
about
were essentially
the
looking
hotel,
for 4
Trump
people
Hotel?
who they represented at the press conference. They were pretty confident that this person did not act alone. They said felt he was not solely responsible. That still may be the case. But at this point, well, if it doesn't seem that we are publicly aware of, you know, a direct lead to individuals who were spotted anywhere, if they've already ruled out those 4 from the surveillance video. So it doesn't settle the issue. It doesn't really make the picture any clearer for the FBI in terms of assessing the ongoing threat. It just means they have to resort to the sort of methods that they use after every one of these attacks, whether it's a lone wolf offender or some sort of conspiracy. They've got to go with the focus on the person who they know was involved and responsible. And that is of course, the driver of the truck. And they've got to do all those things that we talked about in the last break. They've got to really drill down on his writings, his activity. They have to identify locations where he has slept, lived, worked. They have to identify individuals who are also associated with those locations, be they friends, family, co-workers. They've got to start doing interviews of all these people and really start to develop a picture of this person who he was, what motivated him, how he might have changed in his radicalization that brought him to this moment where he staged this attack. So it's through that sort of very detailed, very labor-intensive investigative work that they'll be able to shed more light as to whether or not he actually had other people working with him on this attack.
Yeah, this investigation clearly is only just beginning right now. Mary Ellen O'Toole, authorities, as we know, they mentioned this during the course of the day, that they believe the attacker likely didn't act alone. So where do you think this investigation goes from here?
How could they have acted alone?
It's very important that they ruled out that these people that they saw on video camera were not involved in the incident, but they still have to rule out that other people might have assisted him, just like Andy said, and that can be determined again through forensics. Is his the only fingerprints that they found in the truck? What about on the ISIS flagpole? What about on some of the components of the IEDs? So they really do have to rule out that he did all of this by himself. And frankly, if he did all of this by himself, from the planning part to the construction of the IED, to getting the car, to driving into New Orleans, that would be pretty phenomenal for him to do it. Not that it's not possible, but it certainly would make him stand out, because there's just a lot of layers to this crime that almost really demand that the FBI look to make sure.
We're going to come back to this. Elon responds. Okay, we're getting to that. We will definitely get. New dozens evacuated after. Let me take this thing off. Fire erupts in New Orleans Airbnb rented by the T word, who plowed over New Year's Eve crowd in Bourbon Street. So he rented an Airbnb. It has now caught fire. What did he do? Dozens of people were evacuated after a fire erupted at a New Orleans Airbnb rented by terrorists who plotted over New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street. At least 10 were killed, 35 injured after the terrorist, identified as 42-year-old Samsud Din Jabbar, plowed through a crowd in New Orleans during the New Year's Eve celebration. Investigators uncovered evidence suggesting that Jabbar did not act alone. Now we're hearing reports that the other individuals, they don't believe that they are linked. A high-level source indicated that there are at least 5 other suspects involved, but now CNN is reporting no. The terrorist attack, which occurred around 3:15 Wednesday, saw Jabbar dressed in full military gear maneuver his vehicle around barricades before plowing into the crowd. After the vehicle stopped, Jabbar opened fire on police officers, injuring 2 who are now in stable condition. An ISIS flag was reportedly found, in the truck. According to NOLA authorities, the BOMB squad technicians arrived to the rental at 1320 Mandeville Street. Let me write that down here. To investigate after firefighters put out the blaze. The Airbnb was reportedly rented by Samsud Din Jabbar. No word on injury at the rental property. Wow. Okay. So there is that. Now we've got. Thank you so much for sending me that. We got some new photos coming in from the Trump hotel. breaking the cyber truck that exploded in front. Now, okay, of the International Las Vegas was rented by Toro. Law enforcement sources tell the Post the F-150 used in the New Orleans attack also rented by Toro. There we go. It's crazy. Thank you so much. Justin, did you see where 2 set of remains have been found in? I have not. If you if you got any information, you can text me. Mods, could you drop my phone number and my email if you don't mind? Hold on. This is what I'll do. Here, I'm gonna scroll. You can text or email me any information, whether it's any information at all, whatever you want to send me there. I'm curious if they are all involved somehow. I mean, they are most likely, in my opinion. I was trying to read a comment. Can't see it. So we've got the Trump International Las Vegas Hotel, a cyber truck just went boom. Earlier, it was rented by Toro. I think that's what it's called, Toro or something. And so was the F-150 with what was going on in New Orleans. Unclear if they are related at this time, but does sound like there is a connection, in my opinion, and others are reporting as well. And then if you look at the person that is responsible for the this incident, he rented an Airbnb and it caught on fire. The perpetrator is now deceased. I believe they did get the fire out, from what I understand, from the Airbnb, but a lot were evacuated. Okay, thank you, sister. All right. How did you send it, Little Texas? Guess how the Cybertruck. Yes, okay. Reading something. Here we go. Truck-driven and deadly attack in New Orleans. Rented. Okay, we know that. The electric truck with Texas plates was rented via app Toro, a vehicle-sharing platform from a man in Houston. Sources say that the truck was then observed Tuesday in North Harris County around Tretchwing Road and Aldine Westfield Road around 10:15 a.m. and then again around 11:10 a.m. One person dies and the cyber truck catches fire, explodes outside Trump Las Vegas Hotel. One person I don't know how it's I like, just from being very familiar with a Tesla, I don't know how, like, It wasn't charged. It wasn't being used. How the hell would it explode, in my opinion, when it's not being used, it's not being charged, and ironically, it's sitting right in front of the doors of the Trump Hotel with Trump's name right under it. This has to be something, in my opinion. 1,000%, in my opinion, has to be something. This cannot, in my opinion, be anything else. Yeah, Kelsey, it's just not going to explode any other way. I mean, listen, I've had, my husband, he's had 3 Teslas. We've had a Tesla almost since the very Tesla became a company, when Tesla wasn't even a thing hardly. And if it's not being charged, it's not in use, there's just no way. So it has to be something making that thing explode. And obviously that's, and it's got, of course, Elon Musk, he's the one that does this, right? Like, the Teslas and all that. And then you've got of course, Trump and all that. So, okay. Front of Trump's whatever it's called at the same day things. Yeah, exactly. I read that they think it has to be. I mean, I wouldn't believe it. I don't even know if I would believe it if they said it wasn't. Yeah, we're gonna go to Elon's statement right now. We have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by a very large fireworks. I was thinking that because you could see like fireworks going off, because it wasn't a normal. You could see like, okay, this is from Elon. Very large firework and or BOMB carried in the bed of a rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. I knew it had to be. All vehicles telemetry was positive at the time of the explosion. They can check immediately and see if, because whenever it's so bizarre, because whenever like you have Teslas are different cars. I don't know how to explain it, but they're electric, but all electric, but it feels like software with wheels. That's what it feels like. It feels just like software with wheels. And so they can, like, you don't even, like, I have an app. I don't even have to be in the car for the car to come to me. Like, I could be at the mall and with my phone, the car will pull out of the parking spot and come to me. It's like your own valet, right? Like, it's so intelligent, the car is, that it's bizarre. And like, if they wanted to do something from Tesla, they can shut down your car, anything at any moment. So, and they can check, like I have a Denali, right? And like the manufacturer, they send data and stuff like that, and they can communicate with the car as well. But like Tesla's different; like they are constantly communicating. All I'm finding is star there. Terrible, don't you? Please, Justin, also include news we can trust. MSM. Yeah, well, I mean, Tisme, that's the thing. Like, as far, I mean, we're doing all kinds of different sources here, but if it's live and on location, the only that I see right now that's live like constantly is CNN right now. Which they're all pretty much reporting the same thing as what they're getting from the FBI right now. Screenshot of text of Elon's tweet from the two bodies. Okay, thank you, Weeping Waters. All right. We're going to do an update by at night for a moment. Little sidebar here. Public update on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, January 1st, 2025 at night. Private intelligence has received new information that directed our team towards specific leads in the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. The leads are being pursued vigorously and with priority, and as such, all forthcoming updates related to the search will be temporarily paused until the leads have been thoroughly investigated and clarified. Call for continued public assistance. Surveillance footage of recording from the 100 block of Enoch Way and the 1000 block of Stafford Court during critical time frame of February 23 to February 26, 2024. Reports of any suspicious behavior of individuals in the area, past or present. They say Sebastian, just 15 years old at the time of his disappearance, is believed to be alive, though no longer in Tennessee. That's what they say. His family and friends continue to wait for answers or willingness to make the critical difference in resolving the case. Within the... Okay, that's something different. All right, let's go to... All right. At night has reason to believe it has identified the individual who first received the report of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' disappearance prior to its escalation to law enforcement on February 26, 2024. Furthermore, our team has likely determined the identity of individuals engaged in the extensive phone conversation with Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot on the morning of Sebastian purportedly disappeared. These findings, supported by intelligence from sources closely connected to the case, represent a pivotal development in our ongoing effort. What does that mean? Believe it is identified the individual who received the report of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' disappearance prior to its escalation. What does that mean? What am I missing? Can someone help? Buenda, thank you, babies. Thank you so much for gifting 5 pro necklaces. Thank you again, Amy. Thank you, Kathy, as well. If you receive that, make sure you thank our dear Brenda. Other than Edgar, I mean. prior to police being called. At night has reason to believe it was identified the individual. It has identified the individual who first received the report of Sebastian Rogers' disappearance prior to its escalation to law enforcement on February 26, 2024. Furthermore, our team has likely determined the identity of the individual engaged with the extensive phone conversation with Mr. and Mrs. P-Feet on the morning of Sebastian's purported disappearance. These findings, supported by intelligence from closely connected to the case, represent a pivotal development in our ongoing effort. So are they basically saying they talked to someone before he was missing? Yes, he did admit that. I mean, listen, the whole, and I don't think Melissa gets talked about enough, to be quite honest with you. I don't think Melissa gets called. I don't think she gets talked about enough. I really don't. Because she has been the one from literally the 27th at 5 a.m. says, I think he might have gotten a car and fell asleep, and they went to work. You know. By the way, guys, I think hopefully the doctor will clear Seth, and he'll be back at work Monday or Tuesday. So that'll be good. They now have their phone records. Maybe who they called instead of 911. What she said was scary. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. What do you think someone is speaking, Bliss? This is during the bushes, hopefully. What did that say? Hoping the person comes forward. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. If you know something, if you know anything about Sebastian Rogers, I don't care if you are family or not. Don't go to prison for someone that messed up. Don't go to prison for someone who messed up. No way. Is Chris her bio mother? Yes. Oh, I got a picture. I need to show y'all. Where's my phone? Where the hell is my phone? I got to show y'all a picture of Mrs. Bowerfoot. Child claimed in the back seat of a car that someone gets in and drives to work, none that's wiser that a child is in the back seat. Sorry, but it doesn't make sense. And then she puts, what else did something? And this is the thing. Yeah, Lisa, I see you, baby. Now, yeah, I see you now. KK seen on the 25th at Bedsy. And okay, let me find this right here. What the fuck is that? Oh, I've got some new chickens I gotta show y'all. I've got some new chickens I gotta show y'all. Someone posted this, Mrs. Bauer, that this is Mrs. Bauerfoot. And I gotta say, doesn't seem wrong. Hold on. Don't listen to the Douglas. It's time. Hold on.
What did the irritated chicken say? What did the irritated chicken say? What did the irritated chicken say?
Can you guys hear that? What did the irritated chicken say? Hold on. This is one.
That might have been a bitch to you this year. I just wanted to say that I'm still gonna be a bitch to you next year. It's New Year's, not new me. Clean slate, what?
Clean slate what?
That might have been a bitch to you this year. I just wanted to say that I'm still gonna be a bitch to you next year. It's New Year's, not new me. Clean slate, what?
Clean slate what? What should I fucking do? What should I fucking do? Should I fucking know? Okay, let me show you Mrs. Bauer foot. By the way, I'm going to upload those in just a little bit, so don't worry. You'll get them tonight. It is tonight, actually. Oh, bless her heart. Oh, crap. Look at Mrs. Bauer foot right there. It's kind of on point. Hi, my name is Kathy Bauerfoot. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Cruella Bauerfoot. At the tone, leave a message. Beep. What the hell is that? That's my mother, Misty. I'm just I love to mess with people. Just like, what the hell's that? That's my mom. Right, Maxine? Great. Oh, God. Star, thank you so much for gifting a bit. That lipstick? No. Marlena, I know. You got to get it on the lips, right? You got to get it on the lips. Ah. Oh, hopefully he does laugh a day. Hopefully. God, I pray. Hope he's watching right now. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. In my opinion, KK Edgar made a personal call to a dispatch, contacts personal cell phones, and then dispatch the call. Edgar's words, they called direct. He says we called the, I guess the sheriff or whatever, what I can't remember. They called the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, yeah. And he said, and then we called he says, then we called direct dispatch. And I think what he meant by that is they called the non-emergency line, because I've checked every single line there. And I think when he called Sumner County, first of all, they wasn't open. And second of all, I think they just said, did you not listen to our recording? If you did get a line, hi, this is the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, kind of thing. So, but that ain't my truck. Oh, I just thought of something amazing I'm going to do now. Hold on. Let me see here. Getting some message. Someone wrote, Kathy Bauer sucks. Who do you guys think that At Night is talking about? Just curious. Who do you think he talked? I mean, I think when it comes to, I don't know. I mean, I think it has to be. I think it's Melissa. You think it's Lori? Could be Lori. You need Edgar to say, "Don't talk about a mother on a truck, you mother clucker." I gotta send this 1 second. Bear with me, y'all. Pardon me, I apologize. I'm trying to make this for tonight.
What did the irritated chicken say?
For tonight's live. Oh my god. These chickens. Why are these chickens the funniest thing in the world to me? Why? I don't even understand it myself.
Might have been a bitch to
Let's see here. It's so funny. Swear to God. Maybe Melissa or Mommy Socks. I usually never know who or what they're talking about. Well, what I don't understand is why in the hell Kathy says she wasn't there till after 10:30. Like, that cannot be possible. It can't be possible. 1 second. Gotta download these. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me 1 second. I gotta make these for later. What did the irritated chicken say? Okay, there we go. Oh, hold on. I'm getting more stuff in. What's this? 557. Did At Night come out with something new? Every voice, every tip. Okay. Yeah, I've already read that one, guidance. In case you haven't heard the actual numbers, 1 dead, 7. Yeah, from the Tesla. Oh, that's Kathy and her team. Where's Kathy at? Oh, there she is. Okay. Betty, someone said Kathy looks like, look at this. Someone just sent this to me. Hi. My name is Kathy. Leave a message at the tone. You mother chicken. Happy New Year, you filthy animal. That's her. What? Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, you can have a chicken. Say Christopher, I plead the fifth. Or KK. KK, I plead the fifth. Justin, check your text. Someone said she looks like Betty Butterfield. Betty Butterfield. Oh, good, good. Thank you for this. Oh, this is amazing. Let me share this link. Thank you for sending me that. Here we go. This is pretty much live.
Even more deputies staged. So there is a large staging area. There's
Outside
a large
his house.
perimeter that has been blocked off by law enforcement as they just work to try to safely figure out what's inside the house before they actually go inside.
Yes, I think so. Yes, yes, yes. Blessings. Thank you so much. In my opinion, they called someone in the middle of the night, and that person is speaking. Lisa, remember during an interview, KK said CP told her to hang up and hurry home because law enforcement was on their way. They were supposed to be on three-way with law enforcement. They absolutely was. That's exactly right, Lisa. Why do you need to tell her to hang up and go home or hurry up on their way whenever you're on the phone with them the entire time? There's so much of this, and it just amazes me. Like, people's like, oh, well, is Seth at work? That's so suspicious. Seth is not at work right now. Oh my God. Shut up. It's ridiculous. I think there was a three-way call, but okay, let's get to there's a reporter that pops up here. Just gonna pop up here in just a second. Seth works 3 hours away. But have y'all seen this long? No, Seth doesn't work 3 hours away. Edgar worked 3 hours away. I mean, I don't know, like, to be honest with you, like, I don't know how when this comes out, like, everything comes out in, Sebastian's case, like, are people going to be like, "I'm sorry, neighbors. Sorry, Seth, for saying this or doing that." Just ridiculousness. Like, I'm not sure I could ever take someone even seriously like that again. Just a ridiculousness. Mhm. Yep. Still gonna deny it. Well, you know what? It just shame on him. Shame on him. There's so many things that Edgar and KK has easily been proven lied about. Easily. And that night, the day after. Are you gonna speak, lady? I mean, is it me? Okay, I guess she's not gonna talk. But they're outside the house right now. I heard that, Ginger. That's terrible. That's terrible. When I work at 3 prisons, when I worked at 3 prisons, we couldn't leave. No, we're locked our phones up before we went in and couldn't have them until after our shift. That is exactly how they do it there, Bubble Beth. The prison gave us number for emergencies, and that's exactly what Seth did as well. Exactly what Seth did. Edgar and KK had his emergency contact information. It's just crazy. Carmelita, there was a terrorist attack in New Orleans, and most likely at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Even my little small jail where I work, no phones allowed near the cell blocks. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. I really don't understand it. Let me see. Yeah, someone just said Bobby's, I guess they released a call Bobby or something like that, and she said someone just said that Bobby said that Craddock tried to convince her that those lights were a trash truck. I know what they're trying to convince people, like privately and publicly, but it's not. It's not. Promise you that. The ones that showed his personal information, like this. Oh my God, this man. The Mad Hatters. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Yeah. I thought they were outside someone's house that had to do with Sebastian. The lights were outside that had to do something with Sebastian. Well, they were in other people's backyards too. Bobby didn't even know I don't even think Bobby knew that Kay. I've only talked to her like maybe 3 times, but there's other people that talk in that neighborhood. I don't know why Bobby gets all of the BS, because I mean, she's the one that came out and publicly spoke, and you shouldn't get attacked for that, number 1. But she's not the only one that speaks in that neighborhood at all, by far. Because they're just trying to change the event. They are speaking on things that 100% will not matter in this case. 100% will not matter. In fact, if someone thinks it matters so much, they should probably call local law enforcement there and say, give them their theory. Give them their theory. We hung up on. Shirley H., you're live.
I was just reading this post. If you remember back at the beginning, I call it young, that you guys call it Eager. Eagle.
One second, Shirley. One second. All right, go ahead.
He didn't want to call 911 because he would have been transferred all the way through a bunch of different people to get to Hendersonville police. But he knew who to call at the sheriff's office. Do you remember that conversation?
Say that again.
He did it in. Eager said that he didn't want to call 911 from Memphis because it would give him to the Memphis police and went and send him over to Hendersonville. So he called somebody he knew at the sheriff's office. You know what?
I don't remember him saying he called someone at the sheriff's office. I remember him saying he called the sheriff's office, but I could be wrong.
Right. He did say he called the sheriff's office, but he knew who to call.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that person that was like a dispatch person or somebody he knew that wasn't working at that moment.
It would have to be someone he knew. But I don't think anyone's covering up for him or anything like that.
Okay. And then that thing with this mess down in New Orleans and Las Vegas. If you look, and I'm not trying to be crazy, Well, we have somebody getting ready to go into office with 34 felonies.
Okay.
Any American that has that many felonies would be sitting in prison.
Well, I listen. I hear you, and I understand. I don't want to get into the politics part of it, though.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to get into the politics. I'm just trying to make sense of why now January 1st, all this stuff is happening. Because last night there was some stuff that happened in Denver that was really bad. A 5-year-old boy lost his life. A 5-year-old boy lost his life because the parents didn't seatbelt him in. Our highways were all blocked off because people were going down the highway shooting at each other. Oh yes, it was chaos.
Yeah.
My son and I slept on our living room floor in case too few bullets started flying through, we wouldn't get hit. That's how bad it got last night.
Oh wow.
So there is something going on, and we just need to tie it all together. And for them to say that he didn't have help, and they're looking in Texas, and we got Las Vegas, and we got Denver, and we got the people being set on fire on the subways in New York. Something is going on, and we just got to figure it out.
People are crazy.
Oh, yeah. And the first thing they want to holler is mental health. Mental health.
Some people are just evil, and that's just
Thank you. And everybody chewed me out when I said, let's not blame this on mental health, because we don't know what that man was thinking was. He could have just got it full of alcohol and said, okay, I'm done with this, and fell asleep behind the wheel. And when you hit that building or hit them people, you woke up and not realizing they were cops.
Well,
we don't know what exactly transpired with that.
Well, even if it's mental health, in my opinion, it's done, and you still got to pay the repercussions. It's just the way it is. So it doesn't matter.
Right. And that's like, I'm confused about that cyber truck, because it's parked in front of Trump's hotel. That's what made me bring up, the Trump thing and the felonies.
Right.
And I'm like, something is going on. We just got to figure out which part we just got to put the pieces together.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that the FBI are doing that right now. I'm sure.
Right. Well, I have little faith in law enforcement right now, and I have very, very little faith in CPS or child protection. I have very little faith in them right now. Because there's no way with 5 reports. Sebastian should have been removed and taken to his father right then and there. Because I have never seen somebody get 5 reports and a child not removed from their home.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's very concerning that this is what this world is coming to. Our kids are being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a child that's Sebastian's age, and I did not let him out of my house.
Yeah.
He homeschools. He needs to go somewhere. I'm taking him. I'm making sure everything I can do to protect him, because that's my job as a parent.
Right.
I'm sorry, he's in the background watching football. If you hear him yelling.
Oh, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Yeah, he's watching his football games.
I hear you.
But it was just an idea. We gotta kind of try to piece, because there's certain parts. If you listen to numbnuts talking, especially about the truck, his family, and his mother lying because she was there when Seth got there. And she did this 1030 Act.
That's the question.
And this Melissa character, who oh, this child has never walked out the house before and got in somebody's car. Why would he do it on that date?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, thank you so
So
much, my
something
dear.
is not adding up.
It's not. It's not. You're right. But thank you so much for calling, my dear. I'm going to jump off here pretty soon because I've got to come back in a bit. So I've been live. Oh my God, 3.5 hours. Holy shit, I've been live.
Oh my God, I haven't seen Riri all day. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's been here. She's been here. She's sleeping.
Okay. Well, Justin, you have a good rest of the New Year's.
Thank you, my dear.
And stay safe.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Oops. Sent me a text. Okay. Ooh. First just woke up and I think you got a surprise for me. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Yeah, I've showed it. Yeah. I got it. Give me my glasses. I don't know how I have glasses left. Okay, I'll take it. My phone not working. Mini Panthers, call back. Call back, Mini Panthers. Call back, Mini Panthers. I texted you later. Oh, Tashi, it's okay. Mini Panthers, call back. My phone wasn't working. It's our boss, babe. It's our boss, babe. It's our boss, babe. Oh, she likes the scratches. Are you going to call back, Mini Panthers? No. Oh, guys, Deception Detective is going live in 40 minutes about Edgar Foote, I think. Look at this. Mini Panthers, are you you can call back in, baby.
Call from Mini Panthers.
Mini Panthers.
Happy New Year's, Justin and Remy.
Happy New Year's, my dear. Hold on one second. Let me fix this.
Sure.
Okay.
I've been driving. I just finally got parked, so I haven't really followed a lot of the chat.
Uh-huh.
But when you were reading the update from at night, I believe it was at night, the way they said a lengthy phone call, that leads me to believe it was the phone call that they were on the phone for the 2 hours and 45 minutes, or 2.5 hours, or however long that was that night.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that being a lengthy phone call, that's the only lengthy phone call we're all aware of.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it seems like they were on a three-way with another person, and they must have recently gotten the phone records. or figured out where the burner phones, who had them, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever happened prior to that phone call. And that was the reason for the lengthy phone call with the third party.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion.
Very possible.
And just because they said there was a lengthy phone call, that doesn't mean that, in my mind, CP and KP couldn't have been in the same location on the phone with that third party.
I think it's unlikely that they would be on the phone together at the same location. Because it's.
I'm just saying, if they were to make a phone call and put it on speakerphone where the two of them could speak to the same party at the same time.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, say like you and I are in the same room and we're going to talk to a third party, and I throw it on speakerphone.
Uh-huh.
So we're in the same location talking at the same time to the third party.
Okay, gotcha.
Well,
Gotcha.
in my opinion, they could have both been at the home, made a call to a third party, and had it where everybody, where they could both listen to it and interact with the person that they called allegedly.
I mean, that's if he would have had to have not showed up at work. If it was,
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if that phone call ended by midnight, he could have shown up at work.
Oh, you're talking about that night. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
The night prior, the she was on the phone falling asleep, blah, blah, blah story.
Okay.
I think they could have both been at the house and they called out to a third party. On one, two phones, but them both on speakerphone on their end.
Mm-hmm.
And I really have a feeling that that's what has been uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, that's going to be huge.
Very possible. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think Edgar was in Memphis or Mississippi Sunday afternoon.
Neither do I. I think he was somewhere very local to the Hendersonville home, in my opinion.
At night said before notifying law enforcement.
So that could have been the call the night prior.
I mean, yeah.
Doesn't it say lengthy?
I don't know if it says lengthy. Let's see here. Where does it say this? I was looking at the wrong one.
That's all right. I could only listen.
Disappearance prior to its escalation to law enforcement. No, it just says, at night has reason to believe it has identified the individual who first received the report of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' disappearance prior to its escalation to law enforcement on February 26, 2024. Furthermore, our team has likely determined the identity of the individual engaged in the extensive phone conversations with Mr. and Mrs. Peafoot the morning of Sebastian's purported disappearance.
Okay, they must have had a pretty long conversation that morning with somebody as well.
Perhaps.
Extensive kind of seems like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then from your second reading of this, I now get the impression that it was not the night before, because they listed the 26th. So I was incorrect on that, but I appreciate you helping me clear that up in my mind.
I think they mean that morning of.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me work through it, because I was a little bit confused. And that's the great thing about you and your group and the patients is we're allowed to bounce these thoughts off of each other. And if we're wrong,
of course.
great, we're wrong. Let's move on to another theory.
Right.
And I appreciate you letting me work that off.
Right.
Work it out with you, with your help. I was kind of fixated on the long call due to the word extensive.
Right.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know you're probably starving and you need to see those faces of that family you have. So,
all right.
I really appreciate you very much. And I'm just going to ask everybody in the room, if you're a praying person, it doesn't matter your religion, just please pray for our world and for the United States. We are desperately in need of prayer at this point in our society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, is too many people have forgotten Jesus and God and church and think it's all just a bunch of hooey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to tell you, eternity is a darn long time. So
sure is.
Please get your things in order here, because you're not going to have a second chance.
That's right.
But bless everybody, and thank you for those prayer warriors, because we sure need those prayers going up right now.
Amen.
All right, Justin, you have a great night.
You too, my dear.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Okay, guys. Listen, the Deception Detective is going live. I'm going to drop it in 29 minutes. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. He's usually live no more than about an hour. A couple of straws available. She'll play with it for a second. Bubbly. She won't leave the glasses alone. I've tried everything. There's no point. This is on our adventures, our life adventures. They have 6 or 7 monkeys. They go after their glasses every day. Yeah, it's a premiere, but he'll be in chat. After he is done with his live, that's when I'll go live, right after that. Okay? So I need to go change her diaper and do some things. Oh, you want lipstick? You just knocked it over. Little sleazy thing, you know, sleazy thing, you sleazy. Oh. So he can flash mob, yes. So I'll be back. I'll be live probably around 8 o'clock. No, I can't glue my mic. I've got several different covers. So can you hear? Do you hear her little clucks? I don't know what they're called. Her little barks. She's going to be getting a playmate pretty soon. Probably in the spring. Probably April or May. She's going to be getting a little playmate. It's clicking. It's clicking. Yeah. It is a clicking. Chirping, clicking. Using hers. We're going to have 2. Yeah. We're going to have 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped its head. Daddy called the doctor. I think I'm going to get a boy. Maybe a boy. Maybe another girl. I don't know. We'll see. 30 minutes to Deception Detective. What am I going to do with 2 monkeys? Have 2 monkeys? Have 2 monkeys? Oh, yes, they can reach anywhere. Anywhere. Hers is a good girl. Look at yourself in the mirror. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Oh, Marley. They all love her. They all love her. You know, when you have something that is 98.6% of the same DNA as you, they're family. They're definitely family. Yes, Suzanne, I want to be getting another one. Will she be jealous? No. 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 I mean, they get jealous sometimes, but no. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. All right, guys. I got to go change her and we got to go eat and we got to go get some food. Yeah, your cats are family and your dogs are family. They're all family. How's she with my pug? She's they're very funny to watch each other. They don't like touch or anything yet, but she sits on the bed and just kind of bounces up and down, and my pug is like, and then she'll just bounce up and down, and then my pug, she'll get the zoomies. She'll be like, it's like they want to play, but they don't play. Yeah. Yes. Please smooch that thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Gina. And thank you. Yeah, I gotta put my contacts in. All right, guys. Love, love. See you guys over at Deception Detective. What do the cats do? So far, nothing. I'll be getting another spider. Yeah, I like the spider monkeys. Capuchins are fun. They're very vocal. Capuchins are very vocal, and I like them. I'm a spider monkey person. I'll drop the link again. Yeah, there you go. Right there. That link right there is Deception Detective. She's so adorable. Thank you. You're a turd. Okay. All right, guys. Bye-bye.